Major support for Do the Math has been provided by Chevron, Edison International, the Kern County Superintendent of Schools, Kern High School District, Panama Buena Vista Union School District, and Valley Strong Credit Union, with additional production assistance provided by these supporters of education in Kern County and throughout the state of California.
Well, good afternoon and welcome to Do the Math. I'm Michael.
I'm Cece.
And I'm Alyssa. For math homework help, call in Bakersfield 636-4357. Everywhere else, 1-866-636-6284. Email dothemath@kern.org. We're online at dothemathonline.net and on social media.
Well, thank you, Alyssa, for taking care of that. Where do you attend school?
I go to Stockdale High School.
And what year are you in?
I am a junior this year.
If I remember correctly, being a junior is the most difficult year in all of high school.
It is.
It is. Why do you agree with that?
I do, only because especially during second semester, we have so much testing going on, so it's definitely been a struggle recently.
So this year is kind of the year where you're planning everything for after high school.
Absolutely.
Next year is like your fun year. Let's wrap everything up and make sure everything's tied up with a bow and be done with it, right?
Yes.
So do you have aspirations for after high school?
I do. I really want to go somewhere on the East Coast for college, so
Put it right there, sister, because I'm from the East Coast, and I'd say everybody, if you have an opportunity, go to the other coast, whatever coast you are from, just to get a different experience. So you want to go someplace on the East Coast?
Yes.
To study?
I want to study maybe psychology, but the bigger and image of this all is to be a lawyer.
Okay.
Yes.
And do you have a particular school in mind?
For law school, of course, Harvard, but we'll see about that one.
All right. Well, you know, you can go to Massachusetts if you need to, you know, but I mean, I just say in New York, you got a lot of nice schools in there too. So. All right. So your junior year is going well.
Yes.
So what mathematics are you in right now?
Currently, I'm in the finite program, which is just the finance program at our school, teaching us about all of what we're going to be learning or doing as adults.
Okay. And you need to know that.
Of course, yeah.
I mean, because once you get through with next year, you're out in the world. You are technically an adult out in the world. So talk about some of the other math classes you have taken in high school and what you kind of learned from those and how you think you're going to be able to apply those after school.
Yeah, so I know that my freshman year I took geometry, and then sophomore year I took algebra 1.
Okay.
So yeah, I mean, just learning all of this stuff, I've used it in my everyday life, you know, just basic factors of it all. So I'm excited to see what I will use with finite.
Do you remember when you were in, let's say, 5th, 6th grade, right? Any of the math you did then that you go, oh, you know what, I'm doing this in high school again, and it makes sense now? Do you remember any of that stuff?
Off the top of my head, no, but I definitely do remember I use stuff daily that I did in elementary school.
Okay.
You know?
Well, I'm sure that in the class you're taking right now, you're doing a lot of fractions, decimals, and percents.
Absolutely.
You started those in 4th and 5th grade probably, right? And you've done them every year since then, because a lot of times students that come on are starting to do those for the first time. And we ask them, when are you going to do this again? And we're like, oh, next year? Yeah. And when are you going to do it again? The year after that, and the year after that, and the year after that. You're never going to stop using them. So before we get on to some math problems today, we're going to first of all take a look at today's social media problem of the day. You ready?
Yes.
All right, let's take a look at it together. So go ahead and read that for us if you would, please.
Problem of the day. Solve for E. 7, in parentheses, 2E minus 1, close parentheses, minus 3 equals 6 plus 6E.
All right. So when you look at that, are you kidding me? This is the problem we have to do? Or are you going, all right, I've got to think about this for a second?
I got to think about it for a second, but yeah.
What do you think the first thing is we should do?
Of course, the parentheses, everything inside the parentheses.
Okay. Can we do anything inside the parentheses? Can we go 2e minus 1?
Not right off the top.
Right.
No.
So what do we have to do first then?
So first what we could do is, what I would do is distribute the 7.
Good.
Yes, so 7 times 2 would be 14e minus 7.
Okay, so we have 14e minus 7 minus 3. Can we combine anything or do anything on that side?
7 minus, we can combine the 7 and the 3.
Right, so we have negative 7 and negative 3 makes?
7 negative 3 makes negative
10.
10, yes.
Right, so we have 14e minus 10 equals 6 plus 6e.
Yes.
So, when you think I know we're doing this all in our head instead of writing
Yeah,
it
I
down, so
know.
it's kind of hard to keep track of sometimes.
Yes.
So we have
then
14e.
we can move over the 10 to the 6.
Okay,
Yes, so we can add the 10 to both sides is what I would do.
okay.
And then, so that would be 14e is equal to, would it be plus 10, 16 plus 6e?
Yep, you're doing good.
And then what?
And then that would be, sorry, 1 second.
So you want to get rid of the 6e on the right?
Yes,
So we're going to subtract it from that side, subtract
Yes.
it from the 14e. So 14e minus 6e,
14e minus 6e would be 6, 14, 13, 12, 8?
8e. So we've got 8e equals 16.
16.
So how do
So
we get
then
e
we
by
would
itself?
divide 8 by both sides.
Right. So then we're going to have 16 divided by 8 is?
2.
So we have e equals 2.
So the answer is B.
You're sure of that?
Yes.
You only went through it once. You did it all in your head.
I hope it's right.
You hope it's right? All right. Well, you know what? We'll guess on your hope right now. So let's see if indeed B is correct.
Okay.
There you go. B is correct. Nicely done. All
Thank
right. So there
you.
you go. 636-4357 is the phone number. We do have phone tutors available most Tuesdays and Wednesdays throughout the regular school year. Time now for today's Math in the News. All right, so today's Math in the News has to do with you once again, Alyssa, and we
Yes.
also have a special guest coming in with us, Morgan, and we are going to talk about leaders in life.
Yes.
All right, so Morgan, thank you for coming in this afternoon.
I am happy to be here.
Nice to see you.
Pleasure.
So explain to us, because there are a lot of students in high school going, yeah, we kind of know about leaders in life, but there are a lot of students not in high school yet, or adults going, what is leaders in life? So what is leaders in life?
Essentially, what Leaders of Life is, back in 1999, a lot of people don't remember the Borden-Petrini Business Conference. George Martin.
I remember, yeah.
Yeah, George Martin, personal friend, set me up a meeting with Colin Powell, Joint Chiefs of Staff, Reagan, 40th,
Right.
our 40th president. And basically, he talked about the youth promise. What is the promise to youth? And the whole premise was get engaged. So from that, I came out of that, had a vision of Leaders in Life, a conference for youth, by youth, because most of the things that involve students, parents always lead out, when our students are very capable of doing it. So basically, 27 years ago, 50 students got together. We brainstormed what they wanted. Everything that they wanted, we did. I put the resources behind it. We had our first conference. Daryl Thiessen, Steve Sanders, and Superintendent of Schools partnered with, at that time, to make it happen. And so we started out with 50 students, and today we've impacted over 87,000.
Wow. And that's all because of that conference that you had attended.
Basically, I looked at the business conference from the standpoint of a resource. All these world speakers coming in, giving
Right, I was going to say that was a big deal for those world
yeah,
people to
you
come
bet.
to Bakersfield.
giving us all added value of how to be better at working and collaborating. And I simply downloaded that starting at high school, and we're hoping to get it into elementary to really talk about what is your spark, what does it look like, and how can we get behind you and enhance that to grow.
Okay. And Alyssa, how did you become involved in Leaders in Life?
So I became involved my 8th grade year. It was the first year back from COVID. So this was when I was a part of the general board member, or I was board. And then as a general board member, you know, I helped alongside all of my other peers, and we worked for months to host this conference in March. And this was really my first big step into the position I am now.
Okay, and we can see some footage here of some
Yes.
students partaking in some of the workshops and stuff
Yes.
like
Exactly,
that.
you bet. And the whole idea is to take those workshops, you bring in their voices, their message, what they're interested in, and imagine this, as opposed to your politicians or congressmen coming in, they now become the forum where the students direct the questions to them.
Okay.
And now they're empowered to really get into this engagement of what does our future look like? How do I connect to that? Classroom, the boardroom kind of concept to transition them into their leaders in life.
And this is for high school students.
High school students, that's correct.
Okay. And what do they need to do? Because it's not like you're going to take every high school student.
Yeah, what happens is you go to your counselor, and essentially we try to target 20 to 40 per school because the conference is going from 50 to almost 2,000, and I think we could get our capacity is like maybe 4, and we continue to add roughly about 20 per school.
Okay.
So you ask the counselor, and what I really the real point I want to make across is even if you're the kid that's out on the playground, you're disconnected, you're going, I don't know what I want to do, I game every day, but I don't talk to real people, we want you. We want you at this conference. But if you're a person high academic, parents are pushing you, you're the kid that can answer the questions you just had, we want that person too, because now what we have is collaboration. And when you get that kind of synergy together, guess what you get? Ideas, and it moves us forward as a community.
Right, because you're going to take that kid that maybe isn't as intrinsically motivated to do something, getting together with one of their peers, and then they find out something that they've got in common and maybe work together to build upon that.
Exactly. Let me talk about what that build looks like today. The kids who've gone through that back from year 2000 on, 2 of them are now city councilmen. We have attorneys here now who all went through Leaders in Life, which are just average kids, but they've now soared, and now we're connecting the alumni to get the message out. What does that spark look like? How can we connect, build a community collaboration to rise our community? And when we rise, everyone rises, everyone benefits.
And it's got to be satisfying to you to see these students either go and come back to Bakersfield and Kern County or remain here and build upon what they have learned in this program.
Yes, because most of us, and you know this, when you go to high school, most of us want to go abroad. We want to have the student experience, we want to go to the favorite university, but I want them to think Kern County first, that after they have that experience, bring it back and invest it in hometown. Yeah, you can still expand and grow,
right,
but bring it back. My thing is, I'm local, I want to grow local, build local, and we want to have a great local community that engages in all kinds of stuff to build up kids.
And we've got a conference coming up.
Yes, in March.
Right, so the end of this month, and I think we've got some footage of one of the conferences.
Yes.
All right, so tell us about what's going on here.
So here was after our conference actually last year. We just got together, took a picture, and yeah, it was really exciting conference, just seeing, you know, the smiles on all of our attendees' faces, and I'm just so glad I was able to be a part of that.
And if there are some students watching right now or parents and they're like, hey, you know what, I might want my kid to kind of get involved in this and find out some information, where do they need to go to get some information about this?
So you would go onto the leadersinlife.org website, and there we have the registration packet. The last day to register for this is actually going to be on Friday because our conference is going to be the 13th, which is actually next Thursday.
Okay, so the conference is next week, so if a kid wants to get in, they need to do it this week.
They
Yes.
need to talk to a counselor. And you saw me pause because it's a conference for youth, by youth.
By youth, right.
And when you ask that question, that's why I paused and said, no. You know,
Alyssa can take care of that.
Alyssa can take care of that. It's for youth, by youth. So
Yes.
excellent job.
Thank you.
All right.
So you may have another attorney coming back into the fold in a bunch of years.
We're hoping because the more that we empower youth, the stronger local will be, the stronger California will be. But more than anything else, we have the voices that are not afraid to let their voices be heard. That's the key. Speak up.
So if I was a student,
Yes.
and let's say I'm a freshman,
Okay.
and I said, Alyssa, I saw you talking about this Leaders in Life thing on Do the Math, and I'm not really sure if it's for me. What can you tell me? One thing that was kind of like, get me into this.
So one thing that I can say about this, it has benefited me so much. And honestly, Alyssa in 8th grade or even in middle school can't even believe I'm here now because I was such a shy person back then. And, you know, just over the years, I've adapted and gained my own voice. And I've realized that I can use it, and so should every other teen in Kern County and in the world.
Good. Well, those are certainly words to go by, and you kind of swayed this freshman to go, all right, you know what, I'll give it a shot and sign up for the conference.
And who doesn't want to be a leader of their own life, right?
Yeah, that's the whole thing right there. Morgan, thank you for coming in this afternoon.
My pleasure.
Thank you.
Congrats to you at the
Thank
conference,
you.
and encourage all youth, let their voices be heard. Let people know you want to be at the conference because the more you push, the more we can grow.
All right, there you go. So kids in high school, go see your counselors. We'll be back with more right after this.
Hi, my name is Yesenia Moreno.
And I'm Eric and Yesenia, and today we'll be showing you how to create a box plot from a data set.
A box plot is the summary of the median, quartiles, which are separated into 4 equal sections, and it also shows the minimum and maximum values of the data. In order to find all your quartiles, you have to have your data in order from least to greatest, but since they're already in order, I can start off by crossing off my dots from left to right. This will give me the median of 27, which is quartile 2. Now, in order to find my first and third quartile, I have to separate the rest of my data evenly. Now I'll do the same and cross off from left to right to find my first quartile. This will give me the median of 25, which is quartile 1. And I'll do the same to find my third quartile. And this will give me the median of 28. Now that I found all of my quartiles, I can plot them on my number line. For quartile 1, I got 25, so I'll draw a line on 25 on my number line. I'll do the same for quartile 2, I got 27, so I'll write down a line on 27. Now for quartile 3, I got 28, so I'll plot a line at 28. Now I'll make a line to connect my lines. Now I'll have to find the minimum and maximum values. The minimum and maximum values are the smallest and greatest number on my number line, or data, which are 23 and 29. So I'll plot 2 dots on my number line. Then I'll make horizontal lines from the dots to the box to finish off my box plot. And this is how to make a box plot from a data set.
To make a box plot from a data set, you have to find the median of your entire data set, which since it is vertical, I'll go up, down, up, down, up, down, up, down. Give me second quartile of 3. Then I'll have to find the median of these 2 smaller data sets. And to not get confused, I'll usually rewrite them on the separately. 0, 1, 2, up, down. And if I go up, down again, I'll have 0 numbers left. So I can either find both. I can add both numbers and divide by 2, or simply find the number in the middle, which in this case being 0.5. That being my first quartile. And then up to this one, 5, 6, 10, 11, up and down. Now 6 plus 10 is 16, then 16 divided by 2 is 8. So that will be my third quartile. Now I'll use these 3 numbers and go onto my number line and plot 1 line above each one, which first I'll start off with 3, then 0.5, and as you can clearly see, it's not on my number line. So I'll make a line in the middle and put 0.5 and make a line above. Now I'll go to 8 and just make a line above and just connect them like so. Now you have your box, and it always doesn't have to be even. It's just a summary of data. Now I'll use my minimum and maximum values, which in this case being 0 and 11. So my minimum and maximum values are my first and last number of my data set. So I'll put a point above each number. And now you have 2 numbers and a box in the middle in between them. So I'll just make a line connecting them to the box plot. And that is how you create a box plot from a data set.
A wonderful explanation on box plot right there on Let's Talk Math. We have Alyssa, a junior at Stockdale High School, in studio with us, and also a leader in life.
Yes.
Getting ready to head to the East Coast, possibly,
Yes.
to do some studying, but you still got some business to do here.
Yes.
Right, you got to get through 11th grade, the most difficult grade in all of high school. Then you got your senior year, fun year,
Yes.
but you got to work today.
I do.
You ready?
I'm ready.
All right, your first math problem's up on the board. Head on over there.
And let's not play. This is something you might see on an SAT. So,
Okay.
So let's talk about it. Go ahead. Just go ahead and read it and grab it, and let's see what we
Okay.
can do.
At Mac's Furniture Store, a standard table has a price of $1,000. Mick wants to purchase the luxury version of the table, which costs 35% more, and he has a coupon for a 15% discount. After applying 6% sales tax to this discounted price, how much will Mick pay for the luxury table?
Okay, so we're going to do this all by hand, or are you going to give us a calculator on this?
You know what? You let me know,
Okay.
and then
all right.
I'll give you a calculator.
Okay, great. All right, so go ahead and get us started. Tell me what we're going to do here.
Okay, so of course I'm a visual person,
Okay,
so I want to write it out.
I love it.
Okay. Then Mick wants to purchase the luxury version of the table, which costs 35% more.
Okay.
So I think we need to somehow incorporate this 35% into the $1,000.
Okay, I like it.
Yes.
So what are we going to do?
So we multiply it by, is it 0.35?
Yep, absolutely. Yeah, we're just going to move that decimal
Okay.
2 places. So,
So I just,
sure.
okay. And then that would be,
Now, you don't have to do all that. That's why Cece was asking
Yeah,
about
like,
the
you
calculator.
know.
So if you
Oh,
want,
okay.
we've got one right there.
Okay, cool.
So yeah, well, let's go. If you'd like to do this,
Okay.
go right ahead, and then we can talk about another way that we could
okay.
just a little bit.
3 times 0.35. Okay. 350.
Okay, how did we? If you just look at this, 1,000 times 0.35, how would we have known it was just going to be 350? Do you
We
know?
could have just moved the decimal.
Yeah, we wanted to, and it's fine. So
Okay.
again, yeah, because you know that there's a decimal here, so we'd go 1, 2, so it's 10 times, the 35.
Yes.
Okay, so we're good. So what are we going to do with this next?
So now that we have the 35% more, he has a coupon.
Okay,
that-
wait, we're not done with the more yet. What's our total price if we know that
Oh,
it's,
$1,000.
so our original was 1,000. We've got it at 350 more.
Yes.
So what's our price now?
So that would be 1,350.
Okay, good. So we know we're now at, yep, 1,350. And do you know what we could have multiplied by to get directly to there as opposed to doing this and then adding?
We could have multiplied it by 10.
So actually we can multiply by, no, you're good.
Okay.
So we can do 1,000 and multiply it by 1.35. You've
Yes.
seen that before, right?
Yes,
Yeah,
yes,
because
yes.
we've got the whole and the part. Okay, so that's fine.
Okay.
But it turns out the same.
Okay.
So you're good. Okay, next thing we're going to do is,
So now that we have this price, we're going to do the 15% discount.
okay, good. How are we going to show the
So-
discount?
We multiply it by 15.
Okay, good. So you're exactly right. So we can say our price that we have right now, we can subtract by 15%, or I can do something else.
Okay.
I can actually take my price, so that actually, let's just go ahead and say the 1,350.
Okay.
1,350. What can I multiply by? How much of the price are we going to have? If we're discounting at 15%, how much of the price are we keeping?
So we're going to be keeping,
Does that make sense? So if we're cutting it by 15%, how much of that remains? We have that 100% of it.
so 85.
Right. So we can multiply by
0.85.
0.85 too. We can do that as well. Just
Okay.
like we multiplied here plus the 35, we can do 1 minus 15 that gets us to the 8.5. So let's see what that looks like.
Okay.
And I'm glad you went over that because that simply is a matter of how many steps do you want to take to do the
Exactly.
problem.
Because you're doing exactly what
Okay.
we need to do. It's just a matter of, yeah. So
So
while she does
13.
that, we can always think about our initial price times 1 plus if we're increasing our rate of increase, or we can do 1,000, our start price, 1 minus the amount that we're decreasing. So this, of course, gives us our 1.35. Here, that gives us our 0.85. That's all we were doing there. So we know that's our total price, and then adding if we need to, or subtracting if we needed to subtract.
Okay.
Okay, so
And
this
actually,
gave us what?
it's not working.
It's not
No.
working.
Here's what it is. So if we take 85% of
Yep.
that, it's going to come out to $1,147,
Okay.
$1,147 and 50 cents. So that's 85% of the 1,350.
Okay, so now we're going to apply 6% sales tax.
So now we have to multiply it by 0.6.
Okay, We're going to multiply it by, that's our increase, right? So we're going to multiply it by 1 plus our increase. So we're going to multiply it by what?
It would be 1 plus the increase. So would we just do that again?
Yeah.
Okay.
So we're going to do, so our increases, so we've
Okay.
got this. Go ahead and give yourself a set of parentheses. So 1, we know we're increasing, so it's 1 plus. How do I write my 6% as a decimal?
0.6 or 0.06.
0.06, perfect. And then we know, just like you were talking about earlier, we do our parentheses first, so that's just
1.06.
exactly right, yeah.
1.06.
And then we can do that multiplication and hopefully,
Let's see.
hopefully that calculator decides that it's gonna do what it wants to do.
47. I have 1,215 and 82 cents.
Almost.
Okay.
Clear the calculator.
Okay.
Put it in again. So go 1147.5
0.5.
times 1.06.
Oh, 1,216 and 35 cents.
There you go.
Okay, okay.
And the reason I had you do that is because a lot of times, and I've done it myself, sometimes we hit buttons wrong into a calculator.
Yeah.
So if we do it twice and it comes out the same, we can be confident we did it correctly or we messed up both times.
Yeah,
Yes.
right.
But if it comes out 2 different answers, then we have to do it a third time
Yeah.
and see what's going on. But 12, 16, 35 is the correct answer.
Awesome.
But what's one more thing you have to put on that answer?
$sign.
There we go.
There you go. For some great work so far this afternoon, Alyssa, you've got yourself a pass to go see the Bakersfield Condors at some point. So I know the season will be coming to a wrap soon, but I do know they still have games going on. So congratulations on that. We'll be back with more right after this.
Earth's climate affects almost everything, and so when the climate changes, it leaves traces almost everywhere. Some of those traces can be seen in the landscape. Erratic rocks that have been pushed far from their origin by ancient glaciers, or relic beaches that tell us how high sea level was in the past. Other traces are more subtle, the composition of ice in cores drilled in Greenland and Antarctica, or the geochemistry of the shells of single-celled organisms in ocean sediments that can date back hundreds of millions of years. These efforts have led to detailed understanding of the ice ages of the last few million years and the hothouse climates of 50 or 100 million years ago. They've given us insight into long-term changes driven by plate tectonics, shorter-term variability driven by the wobbles in the Earth's orbit, and rapid events such as the climate response to the asteroid impact that killed the dinosaurs. And they've allowed us to see that what's happening to climate right now is unlike anything else we've seen. So how do we know what Earth's climate was like long ago? The answers are all around us, if we know where to look.
Well, let's start with what we know, the Earth. So the Earth's average surface temperature is about 60 degrees Fahrenheit, 15 degrees Celsius. Our atmospheric composition is about 78% nitrogen, 20-ish% oxygen, and then about less than 1% of a whole bunch of other gases. But Venus's atmosphere isn't like Earth's. We know that on Earth, carbon dioxide acts as a greenhouse gas. So light from the sun passes through the Earth's atmosphere, but CO2 absorbs some of the heat that would otherwise have escaped back into space. And it traps that heat against the Earth, causing the Earth's surface to be warmer than it would otherwise have been in the absence of CO2. Now imagine that same process happening on Venus, a place with over 2,000 times as much CO2 in the atmosphere, and a lot closer to the sun. And it's no wonder that Venus's actual average surface temperature is a blistering 870 degrees Fahrenheit, about 465 degrees Celsius. So, Venus, really, really hot. And why is it so hot? Much closer to the sun, massive greenhouse effect.
And in studio right now, we've got Ryan and Jacob from Adaptive Networks. And how are you guys?
Doing well. How about yourself?
I'm excellent myself. Thank you for asking. So Ryan, what is your role with Adaptive Networks?
I am the founder and CEO of Adaptive Networks. We are a local managed service provider. We've been in business for 16 years now, and we provide small and medium businesses with outsourced IT services, providing all the technology support for the end user, the computers that are on the desks, their phones, all their communications, all their cloud security needs, everything a modern company would need to stay operational from technology.
So you're pretty busy.
Very busy.
Okay. So
never stops.
All right, so that's where Jacob comes in.
Absolutely.
And you're an intern with Adaptive Networks.
Yeah, so I graduated from the CTEC program, and then once I was finished with that, I got an interview over, and I partnered with CTEC, and Ryan allowed me to come work at Adaptive for about 3 months, where I did my internship paid. And from this point forward, I've been working with him since June of last year.
Okay. And so let's back up a little bit.
Yeah.
So first you said you as a member of CTEC.
Yes.
So explain for some of the students that are not in CTEC or don't even know what that is yet, what that is.
Absolutely. So CTEC it's a large organization that takes high school kids, and you have an opportunity to just pick something that you're interested in. They have different classes from...
Right, there's a ton of programs.
It's an amazing program. Right. And out there, they've got law enforcement and plenty of different types of things. But the beauty of it is the community classroom. And that's where your second semester of it is strictly internships, where you can work with real companies to get that work experience.
Okay. And then you obviously were in the IT kind of area, right?
Yes.
And that's where you found your comfort. That's what you wanted to get into.
Yeah.
Right? And then you said CTEC was part of what you were into.
Mm-hmm. So once you take your CTEC community classroom, you then qualify for a paid internship after that. So once you sign up and you're in that range, your resume will be sent out to a bunch of different companies that fall under that category. Then you can interview, and if they like you, you're in for a paid internship with them.
Okay, and so obviously this is what you were looking at, right? Because you're looking for interns and you're looking for kids that are going to be able to learn from what you do. So what is it you're looking for when they apply to you?
So actually, it was our first opportunity was in June when we hired Jacob, and we didn't know we were looking for interns. It kind of fell on our lap as we were interviewing for the position, and then we said, well, maybe we can take a little bit different approach and actually build some guys up from the start. And so we started looking for the individuals we were interviewing and say, look, who's got the soft skills, who can we take and really turn into really great technicians.
Kind of mold them the way you want them to.
Exactly. So without, maybe some of the bad habits, or we're doing things, some things we do are very different than how some other companies might do. So in that, it's a lot easier to just start from a certain foundation. So we were able to find Jacob and hire him and bring him on, and then we've just done exactly that. And so he's been with us since June, so for about 9-10 months now, and it's been fantastic. He's just been growing and just really developing, so it's been awesome to watch.
And is Jacob your only intern, or do you have others?
He's the only intern that we have brought in through the CTEC program. We actually have 2 additional interns that are with us right now that are currently in the CTEC program. So the first internship is an unpaid internship where they're getting the initial job experience.
Okay.
And then after that, then it turns into the paid internship.
And how long is that unpaid one for?
The unpaid one is for, I think, about 3 months.
About 12 weeks. Yeah. About 3 months.
It's about a three-month program on that.
And during that time, they're learning all of the soft skills, as you said, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then trying to take a look at, like, all right, is this really something I don't want to keep pursuing? Or that I think it was something, and now I've seen some of it, and I'm like, maybe want to try something else.
Yeah, by the end of 12 weeks, you'll have a pretty good understanding if it's something that you're going to want to do or not, which is actually really cool to get the opportunity to say, hey, maybe this isn't the path, or yeah, I'm absolutely passionately in love with this, and I know it's what I want to do for my career path.
Right, so it's pretty beneficial for both of you to be able to go through that program like that.
Absolutely.
What was it that struck you about doing that unpaid part that you were like, you know what, this is kind of like this is what I thought it was going to be a little bit more, and I want to keep pursuing this?
Yeah, so, I came in senior in high school. When you're at that age, you're trying to figure out what's the next step, right? So by taking the community classroom, I did my internship, and at that point, I got a taste of the IT world and what they had to offer. and sort of what a day-to-day lifestyle looked like, and I fell in love with it. I loved it. I enjoyed it, and from that point, I was, I chose it as a career, and from this point forward, I've been pursuing it ever since.
Okay, so he's coming along rather well as far as you would hope to see this happen,
Yes.
right?
Very excited about what the future holds.
Okay, so we can see on the graphic in the back there that some of the different programs, we can see the IT one right there, digital media and marketing. Robotics is a big thing a lot of kids are interested in, welding, metal fabrication. And we see that the applications are open until the end of this month right now. So if there are students, they go, hey, you know what, we're interested in this. The first thing is you need to be a CTEC student, right?
Absolutely.
So that's one of the first things. So once again, if you're not in CTEC, that is something that you can talk to with counselors at your school, get into the different programs. And I think the last time I looked, because we've had CTEC be a partner with Do the Math for over, I think almost since we've begun 23 years ago. And the amount of programs that they have had and keep expanding with, I think they've got like 780 programs, don't they, or something?
It's crazy.
They just keep on coming up with programs, and it's like, all right, every year we've got new ones to keep on talking about. But I'm glad that everything is going well, so this is definitely something that you're looking forward to making a career out of.
Absolutely.
All right.
I'm excited.
Good. Well, Jacob, thank you for coming in.
It's been a pleasure.
Ryan, thank you for coming in and explaining to
having
us a
us.
little bit about Adaptive Networks, how the KIC program works, and that internship, and we'll be back with more right after this.
From extracting oil and harnessing the wind to supervising a power plant or maintaining power lines, a great variety of career options is available in the energy industry. For those with a high school diploma or less, the energy industry offers an abundance of entry-level careers, including roustabouts, wellhead pumpers, riggers, solar thermal installers, and explosives workers. Careers that require more preparation, either on-the-job training, apprenticeship, or certification, include industrial machinery mechanics, power plant operators, powerhouse electricians, wind turbine service technicians, and electrical power line installers and repairers. There are also in-demand energy careers that require a bachelor's or advanced degree, such as petroleum technicians, engineers, energy brokers, geoscientists, and power plant managers. Although energy industry careers differ widely, there are some core skills needed in many roles. Time management is helpful for the project-oriented work typical of the industry, and critical thinking is essential for problem-solving when issues arise. Mechanical and mathematical skills are needed in many roles, including project construction and equipment maintenance. Is a career in the energy industry for you? Keep these points in mind. Long hours are common, and the work can be physically demanding and require safety gear and precautions. Many workers are exposed to extreme weather conditions. In the oil and gas sector, job sites may be at offshore drilling rigs, but most jobs are located in western states, chiefly Texas, Colorado, Utah, and North Dakota. Renewable energy sector growth offers opportunities for entrepreneurs and inventors to create new products and services. Cybersecurity positions will become increasingly important to protect the power grid.
And in studio, we have Alyssa, a junior at Stockdale High School. That first problem we gave you, that wasn't too bad, was it?
No.
So like Cece said, that might be something you see on an SAT test, right? Just going through those different steps. Because a lot of students might go, all right, I see the 35 to 15 to 6, this is like overwhelming or something like that. But if you just take it step by step, and then some of those tips that she gave you, right? Because sometimes people call them shortcuts, but they're not exactly shortcuts or tricks. It's just another way of doing it, maybe more efficient for some students. Instead of taking an amount and subtracting it and then figuring out what the new amount is, just going the other way with it to get the amount right off the bat. So you did a nice job with that first problem.
Thank you.
So I've got another problem for you right now. So this is nothing to do with taxes. This is just percents, all right? So head on over to the board. You and Cece can take a look at it together.
Okay.
Okay, go ahead and get started and read that and see where we go.
Cool. At a middle school, the 6th grade class of 390 increased by 10%. The 7th grade class of 350 increased by 22%. And the 8th grade class of 420 increased by 20%. Overall, what was the percentage increase of students? Express answer to nearest tenth.
All right, I hope you have your calculator handy.
I
Right in back of you.
yes.
There you go.
Do now. Okay.
Okay, go ahead.
Okay. So what I would do is I would, of course, break up the classes.
Okay.
So I would just do a 6th, and then 7th, and then an 8th.
Okay.
Okay.
I like it.
Cool. So
And if you want to just tell me what you're doing, I can write it for you since you got your hands full.
Okay.
Go ahead.
So I would do 390
Okay.
increased by 10%, so times 10.
Okay.
Or times, sorry, 0.10.
Okay, so, but if we're talking about increase, we can always remember, we can say, okay, this is going to give me my 390 plus I have that increase. So
0.1. Yeah.
390 times 1.1, and what is that going to give me?
390.
It's okay, you can do it.
Oh, okay.
So 390, don't worry about the parentheses, we're just going to do 390 times 1.1.
Oh, 429.
Okay, so 429. Okay, cool. All right, next, 7th grade.
So 7th grade, we know we have 350
Okay.
increased by 22%, so we can do 1 plus 0.22.
Yeah, which is
Yeah.
this going to give us?
1.22.
1.22.
Yes.
Good, okay, so when we do that multiplication,
427.
27.
Yes.
Cool, all right.
And then for 8th grade, we know we have 420,
Okay.
and then increased by 20%, so 1 plus 0.2.
Mm-hmm.
Cool. So we know that's 420 times 504.
Okay. Okay, so I did good?
Yes.
Okay, cool, all right. So now that gives us our percentage increase for each of those. Overall, what was the percentage increase of the students? How are we going to do this?
So I think what we should do is, okay, we have the increase by 10%. So would we do something with the original amount? And
Yeah, I think so. Yeah,
Okay.
so if we're going to say, okay, so we need our original, which we didn't do. So our original, okay, which is our 390, and what are we doing with our 390, our 350, and our 420?
we are going to figure out, class of 290. Actually, what are we going to figure out?
So for me, I'm thinking if we're doing an overall,
Okay.
then let's go ahead and do an overall. So
300.
so we know we're going to add those together to figure out overall how many students there used to be.
1,160.
All right, so there's our original amount. So that's where our start point was. Okay, and then we know where we're finishing, yeah?
Yes.
So if we do this,
We would take up all of the totals now, plus 427. And we get 1,360.
okay. So now they're saying, what was the percentage increase? How do we do that?
So I think what we should do is figure out, well, now that we already have both before and after, we need to figure out that difference.
Good, exactly right. I went ahead and changed our color
Okay.
since we got a whole lot of red going
Cool.
on. Okay, so you said difference. Difference means what?
Subtraction.
Right. Okay, so I need to figure out my difference. I need to know my increase. So in order to know my increase, I need to go ahead and do this, which gives me
200.
200. Okay, what do I do with my 200 then?
We would turn it into the percentage.
Yeah, so we need the percentage. We've figured out the increase. Now how are we going to figure out the percentage? How do we figure out percent of anything?
Would we divide it?
By, so we've got the part that we want to know about divided by what? This 1160 or the 1360?
I think we would do by the original.
Yes, exactly right. So we're going to
Okay.
do the increase amount
Okay.
by the original. That's perfect.
Before you go on, Because that is correct. You want to divide it by the original amount. But when you take a multiple choice test, they're going to give you the answer where if you divide that out, it's going to give you an answer. And it's also going to give you an answer where if you divide that by the 1360 and give you an amount. So it's very easy to go with either one. Why did you think the original was the correct amount?
I went with the original one because now we're asking the percentage increase. So to me, that's the increase from the original to what we have now.
Good. So just thinking about it and reasoning, that's exactly what I wanted you to get across. So continue on.
Yeah, absolutely. And they could have also, some people could have done like the 1360 divided by the 1160 or some.
Right. There's a lot of different things they could have done.
A lot of people will know division. They just won't know what they're dividing.
Right.
Yeah. Okay, so you got it, and this is?
0.17.
0.17. Okay, so it says to express answers to the nearest tenth. So can you give me one past this and I'll tell you why?
2.
Okay. All right. Now, the reason I did that is because if we need it for the nearest tenth, well, this gives me 3, but I'm assuming we need to write this as a percentage. How do I change this into percent?
So you would move the decimal.
How many times?
2.
Fabulous. So if I move it twice, then we'll have a tenth. So we have 17.2%.
There you go.
Is that where we were going with that?
That is it right there. But see how it's a multi-step problem.
Yes.
And you just need to keep it straight. And a lot of times, like Cece said, students will go, yeah, I need to divide, but then knowing what to divide, that is the key right there. Fabulous work once again. We'll be back with more right after this.
We are California State University, San Bernardino. We are more than a campus. We are a community united by a common purpose, fueled by the belief that knowledge should not only be acquired, but shared for the greater good. Together, we are shaping the present and defining a future where every moment counts.
To invest in our students, to further eliminate barriers to success, expand educational opportunities, and enrich their academic experience.
To invest in our outstanding faculty and to attract and to retain new faculty to further enhance research, creativity, and scholarship.
To advance academic excellence, to energize and expand robust programs, and create new ways to address today's global challenges.
And to modernize facilities that enhance teaching and learning and create new environments conducive to student and faculty scholarly endeavors.
A future formed by thousands of meaningful moments. Moments as powerful as mastering a relentless challenge, as rewarding as giving it all you've got, and as thrilling as achieving a lifelong dream. Collectively, these moments have made Cal State San Bernardino what it is today, a trusted leader in higher education, powered by the momentum of our talented students, our world-class faculty, and the communities in which we live. Since its founding, we have been a model for transforming lives, a driving force and vigorous contributor to the education, economic prosperity, and sustainability of the Inland Empire and beyond. CSUSB's designation as an R2 institution elevates our status as a doctoral university with high research activity. Our student body reflects the diverse, dynamic demographics of the region. With more than 80% the first in their family to attend college, we are committed to ensuring that every student succeeds. A commitment that has a far-reaching and life-altering impact. Ranked 4th in the nation by U.S. News and World Report for Driving Social Mobility, CSUSB provides reduced tuition to low-income students who then graduate into well-paying jobs, a crucial step in securing social and economic independence. Our philanthropic foundation provides $1.7 million each year to more than 700 students, ensuring that they have the critical support they need to succeed. And another $1.9 million in endowment funds support both student and faculty success. Our collaborative partnerships in the community and innovative programming provide students with internships and hands-on learning opportunities that equip them with industry-specific skills, ready to make an immediate contribution in the workplace. We thrive on the spirit of service and innovation and serve as a catalyst for positive change in the region. With more than 500 partnerships forged with the Inland Empire nonprofits, K-12 schools, businesses, and other organizations, CSUSB is renowned for its spirit of collaboration and shared purpose. Each year, our dedicated community, students, faculty, and staff contributes 100,000 hours of service, equivalent to donating a staggering $3 million to local organizations. And with more than 20 centers and institutes, we provide hands-on expertise, tackling regional challenges head-on. From navigating the complexities of water management to optimizing transportation, from fortifying cybersecurity to nurturing entrepreneurship. The breadth of our knowledge is as extensive as the issues we address. Our students learn to reason, to lead, and as graduates, revolutionize their chosen fields and make a long-lasting impact in their communities. Our alumni are prepared to thrive in any sector, from media consulting to medicine, education to engineering, public health advocacy to poetry, and everything in between. Our extraordinary faculty think critically and act boldly, achieving excellence through high-impact research, creative activities, groundbreaking scholarship, and interdisciplinary and international collaborations. Since 1965, Cal State San Bernardino students, faculty, and alumni have harnessed the power inherent in each passing moment to address challenges and implement positive changes in education, health, technology, science, policy, and the arts. Known for our perseverance and passion, we at CSUSB solve some of today's toughest global challenges by bringing out the best in every student through high-impact learning, dynamic experiences, and programs driven by innovation. It only takes a moment
To further discovery.
To conquer challenges.
To realize our dreams.
To define our future together.
Another one of the fabulous schools in the CSU system right there. Alyssa is a junior from Stockdale High School, ready to play a brand new game.
Yes.
I see the excitement in your eyes as you looked at that board over there. Head over to the board, I'll let you know the
Okay.
rules. So this is NIM. There's a row of 3, a row of 5, and a row of 7.
Okay.
When it is your turn, you may take 1 or 2 markers off the board. It doesn't matter. You want to be the person to take the last 1 or 2 markers off the board. Okay. So you have to start thinking ahead a couple of turns to get Cece stuck where you're left with 1 or 2, because you want to take the last 1 or 2 off the board to win. All right?
Okay.
So I'll let you guys decide who's going to start. Go.
Okay, do you want to go first?
Nose goes.
Oh.
You go.
Oh.
All right, what was that again?
Oh my God.
Nose goes.
What just happened? Okay, all right, I'll just go. Okay. I like to start with 2, just
Okay.
because.
Okay.
Might as well.
Cool. Go here.
Okay. Okay, so.
Okay.
Was there any strategy in doing that slow motion?
Well, yes, I'm trying to psych her out, actually. I'm
Okay,
trying, I'm
okay.
trying to play into the,
Get
you know,
into
get
my
in her
head. Okay.
It's like, I'm like, yeah, I know what I'm doing. Okay. No, I have no idea.
Okay.
Okay. Oh yeah, I got this.
Okay.
Now you do have a possibility of winning.
I do. I do.
So do the only thing you can do to have a possibility at winning.
Oh, well, okay. There's a possibility.
Right.
Yeah, okay.
I think, okay, let me think. I'm gonna go with taking 1 off.
Okay.
Right, that's the only thing you could do.
Because there's a possibility
That you might think, oh, she
I'm
took 1,
gonna
I'll
forget.
take 1.
Right, that I'm gonna be like, but see now what happened was the first time I ever played this, I thought the goal was to not be, and so then but I know now
So you just won.
I'm the person who wants to take off the last one.
All right, so now we're going to add a twist.
Yep.
Okay.
Place the markers back on the board. So this time, when you take 2 off,
Okay.
if you want to take 2, they must be from the same row.
Okay.
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 You want to go first?
Sure, I'll go. I'm gonna do 1.
Just so you know, I haven't played with this twist before, so let's go here.
Okay.
Oh, you can win.
Yeah, you can.
Wait.
Yeah, you can.
Ah,
Yeah,
you
that's
go.
it. Yeah, good.
I'll leave it. You just won.
No, because remember he told, what was the
Go back to the way it was.
Okay, yeah.
It has
Okay,
to be
so
from
there
the
you
same
are.
row.
All right.
Yeah, it has to be from the same row. So what should you do?
So you
Stick-
want to leave her.
Oh.
Oh.
Smart.
Wah,
Okay.
wah, wah. Okay, yeah, that's it.
I just won.
Now you got it? Set it up quick. We're going to do one more.
Okay. Okay.
So the game is tied 1 apiece.
Yes.
This is for the championship of March 5th.
Okay.
Remember, they must be from the same row.
Okay. Same row.
Go
same
for
row.
it. Go for it.
Okay.
Oh, okay. You really like going with one, don't you?
I do.
Okay. I'm going to do... No! Oh, shoot! Oh, no! Shoot! Oh, no!
I got you.
Oh, you did. You did. Oh, no, wait! Well, yeah, no, you got me. Yeah, exactly. Yeah,
You didn't see that.
Yeah, exactly.
All right, nicely done. Come on over.
Thank you.
So I think that one, when you tried to pull that second one down, it didn't go at first because it was
Right.
probably telling you to
You
board
think,
like
yeah,
don't do
the
this
universe
right there.
was trying to tell you something.
Yes.
So you are now an ambassador for Do the Math. Do you have any idea what that means?
I just know it's a really cool title.
That it is. You're an ambassador for Leaders in Life.
Yes.
What do you do for them?
I basically just, am like, I think about it as like the spokesperson for Leaders in Life.
That's exactly what you are for Do the Math now. You're an ambassador for Do the Math.
Great.
So we gave you a uniform,
Mhm.
not quite as nice as that shirt. It's not a button down, but it's a nice t-shirt.
Yeah.
And when you wear that, people are going to go, hey, Alyssa, that's a pretty slick shirt you got on right there. What's up with this Do the Math thing?
Mhm.
Right? So you're going to tell them all about the show and what Do the Math is, right?
Yeah.
And you're a master of the Rubik's Cube, I heard.
About that. Maybe not me.
All right. But anyway, you play around every once in a while so you can solve it? All right. Well, you see now, this is an exclusive Do the Math Rubik's Cube.
Oh, okay.
All right, so pretty cool, isn't it?
Mhm.
All right, well, you know what? Something else that's coming up in town is the Community Disaster Preparedness Event. This is going on next weekend at the campus of CSUB, and it is from 10 to 2, and disasters, we just need to be prepared for them and be ready. You don't want to be caught, not knowing what to do, where to go, who to call, things like that. So there are a lot of different services that are going to be available out there for you on Saturday, March 15th, and all of that information is available right there. And simply, it's an easy, free event to go to, peace of mind for you and your loved ones in case something does happen. So, Alyssa, when you were playing NIM, I saw that some of your family members were in there trying to figure out what to do also at the same time while you were playing along.
Mhm.
So did you learn a little something today while you were on the show?
I did.
Good, but that's important that you learn a little bit something, right? Because I think Cece gave you a couple of little tips on how to do things a little bit easier when multiplying with fractions and percents and things like that. And did you have fun today?
I did.
That's the most important thing right there. You're going to come back and let us know how your Leaders in Life thing went if you become an attorney and all that stuff?
Of course.
You come back and let us know?
Yes.
All right. Hey, until we meet again, continue to do the math.
Major support for Do the Math has been provided by Chevron, Edison International, the Kern County Superintendent of Schools, Kern High School District, Panama Buena Vista Union School District, and Valley Strong Credit Union, with additional production assistance provided by these supporters of education in Kern County and throughout the state of California.